Okay. So, slides are visible to you people? Okay, last time,
Yes,
students'
ma'am.
slides are visible. Okay. So, we were discussing about the fishes. Last time we have, in our last lecture, we have discussed about agnathans, like their characteristics, and then we discussed about the classes, like class Mixini and class Pteromizontida. Today we will discuss about gnathostomes. Basically, they have two further like classes, like class Chondrocthides, which are known to be the cartilaginous fishes, and the next class is the class Ossicthides, which include bony fishes, right? So today we will discuss about some general characteristics of gnathostomes, and then like its class Chondrocthides, and that class Chondrocthides has some other subclasses like Elasmobranchi and Holocephaly. Okay. What are gnathostomes? Their general characteristics include like they have hind jaws and paired appendages. Hind jaws are those jaws that can be easily open and closed, right? Likewise, the second characteristics of gnathostomes is that their notochord is replaced by vertebral column, or in simple words, we can say vertebral column is present in gnathostomes. Okay. Third characteristics is their internal ear that consists of three semicircular canals. Like in, unlike in agnathans, like we have seen like they have only two semicircular canals, but gnathostomes they have three semicircular canals. Okay. इसके अलावा there are two major adaptations that take place in the evolution of vertebrates. These adaptations include like appearance of jaws and paired appendages. So jaws in gnathostomes, they are used in feeding. They are responsible for transition to more active and predatory lifestyles for gnathostomes. Then second one, the pectoral and pelvic fins. These are actually paired appendages. Pelvic and pectoral fins are paired appendages in fishes. Um, Pectoral fins की अगर हम बात करें तो they are present just beneath the head, while pelvic fins are located ventrally and posteriorly, right? और anterior head के back side पे pectoral fins present होंगे and pelvic fins are located ventrally and at the posterior side of the fish. Both of these fins, like pelvic fins and pectoral fins, they are involved in steering mechanism of the fishing, right? What is steering mechanism? In this, basically caudal fins or pectoral fins are involved in steering mechanism that help the that help the fish to basically push its body through the water. Like कुछ इसके मसल्स होते हैं जो कि स्ट्रेच करते हैं और एक्सपैंड करते हैं बॉडी की फिश की बॉडी की एक साइड पे जबकि दूसरी साइड वाले मसल्स पे कीप ऑन रिलैक्सिंग जिसकी वजह से इट मूव्स ड्यू टू द एक्सपैंडिंग एंड स्ट्रेचिंग एंड रिलैक्सेशन ऑफ these muscles. Basically fish move through the water, right? So fish have a caudal fin that is present at the posterior side of its body that basically helps the fish to move or push its body through the water. That process is known as steering process. ठीक है. अब अगर हम gnathostomes की बात करें तो there are four classes of gnathostomes. First one that is which we will discuss today, that is class Chondrocthides. Second class is the Ossicthides. Third one are the placoderms, and fourth ones are acanthodians, right? So, if we talk about placoderms and acanthodians, so they both became extinct, right? Um, Chondrichthyes fishes, basically these are also known as cartilaginous fishes. ठीक है, इनको हम cartilaginous fishes का भी नाम देते हैं, जबकि osteichthyes fishes को हम bony fishes का नाम देते हैं. ठीक है. So both these classes, like chondrichthyes and osteichthyes, both have living fishes, while placoderms and acanthodians, they became extinct, right? So if we talk about placoderms, they are armored fishes. Okay, ARMORED, armored fishes, or they contain the earliest jawed fishes, and they have left no descendant. As I have told earlier, they are now extinct, so they have no left descendant. Um, Fourth group, that is acanthodians. They are the ancient extinct fishes, and they are more closely related to the bony fishes, that is the osteichthyes. Okay. So firstly, we will discuss about chondrichthyes. So word chondrichthyes is derived from two words, that is chondros, which means cartilage, and the second word is ichthyos, which means fish. So we can say these are also known as cartilaginous fishes, right? So uh, they include shark, skates, rays, and ratfish. These are included in class chondrichthyes. Um, they have about 970 living species, and this class basically appeared during Devonian period, like we have discussed in our previous lecture about the appearance of different classes of fishes, right? So they have well-developed sense organs. They have powerful jaws, and they have swimming musculatures. They have predaceous habitat that helps them to survive. So chondrichthyes are carnivores, or they are scavengers, right? They are thought to be, most chondrichthyes are thought to be the marine fishes. They have biting mouth parts, they have paired appendages, and they possess either they possess placoid scales, and they have cartilaginous endoskeleton. Because of that, their name is cartilaginous fishes. They are, as I have told, they are mostly marine, so they are only 28 species primarily living in the fresh water. ठीक है. Mostly marine है, लेकिन कुछ जो living species जो fresh water में रहती हैं, include 28 species. After whales, sharks, which are included in this class chondrichthyes, these are the largest living vertebrates, and their length can reach up to 15 meters, right? So this class chondrichthyes, it is further subdivided into subclasses, and the chondrichthyes has two subclasses, that is subclass elasmobranchi, and the second class is holocephali. First, we will discuss about subclass elasmobranchi. These include sharks, skates, and rays. Their cartilaginous skeleton is partially ossified or partially bony. If we talk about subclass elasmobranchi, as we have subdivided chondrichthyes into different subclasses, so the skeleton is made up of cartilage, but it is somehow partially ossified or partially bony. The members of class elasmobranchi, either they have no scales at all, or they have placoid scales. ठीक है, या तो इनकी बॉडी के ऊपर कोई स्केल्स प्रेजेंट नहीं होते, इनके जितने भी मेंबर्स हैं, या they have placoid scales that are present on their body. So there are almost 13 living orders with about 937 total species that are described. Some of the orders are like I have mentioned in the slide, like order Carcariheniformis, which includes the sharks like tiger, bull sharks. इसके अलावा hammerhead sharks are included in this order. Uh, Second order is Laminiformis, which includes pelagic sharks such as gray white and mako sharks, which are very dangerous to humans. Next order is order Squaliformis, which include dogfish that are mostly used in, when we are studying about anatomy. Comparative anatomy में basically dogfish को study किया जाता है. Next order is order Oractolobiformis, which includes like carpet sharks that live at the bottom of the sea. Then order Regiformis, which includes capes. We will discuss them later on. Then other order is order Myliobatiformis, which includes which includes stingrays, manta rays, and devil rays. Right. So here you can see in the diagram there is a diversity of sharks which belong to the subclass Elasmobranchi. Right? Like here you can see the tiger shark, whale shark, hammerhead shark, bull shark, great white shark. So there's a great diversity of shark which are included in the subclass Elasmobranchi. So if we talk about the evolution of sharks, evolution basically sharks basically arose from early jawed fishes in the Devonian period that was about 375 million years old. Right? There are certain features of bony fishes that are absent in elasmobranchis, yeah, elasmobranchs. These features include swim bladders, gill cover, bony skeleton, but it is believed that these features are primitive features, but this is a wrong interpretation. All these characteristics are lost due to different adaptations present in the two groups, that is elasmobranchi. ठीक है. अब अगर हम इनकी बॉडी वॉल की बात करें शार्क्स की, तो sharks have a very tough skin. They have a scales which are known as placoid scales or dermal placoid scales. They are present on the skin of the shark. Like here you can see in the diagram, like part A, these are the scales which are known as placoid scales. So these scales are known as placoid scales, which cover the skin of the shark. These scales project posteriorly, right? इस तरह posterior वाली side पे इनका इस तरह से ये project हुए हैं. They basically इनकी posterior projection है, it helps these sharks to reduce friction in the water when they are swimming. ठीक है? During swimming, these placoid scales, as I have told, these are projected posteriorly, like here you can see in the diagram. तो इसकी वजह से क्या होता है कि वाटर के अंदर जितनी फ्रिक्शन होती है उसको रिड्यूस करने के लिए प्लेकोइड स्केल्स अपना रोल प्ले करते हैं. ठीक है. Next here you can see in the diagram the teeth of the sharks. If we talk about the teeth, teeth of the sharks are modified placoid scales, right? The row of teeth that is present on the outer edge of these organisms, right? One row is present on the outer edge, while another row of teeth is present behind the first row. ठीक है. एक आगे एक आपको रो नजर आ रही है इसमें और एक पीछे रो नजर आ रही है. तो there are two rows of the fishes. In the sharks, the teeth of second row are attached to the band of ligament. ठीक है, जो आगे teeth है वो first row है, back वाली पीछे second row है, and that is attached to the ligaments of the sharks. ठीक है. So this shark, this band covers the jaw cartilage inside the mouth. With the passage of time, sharks shed the old teeth or useless teeth of outer row, and then on that position, new teeth move into their position from inside the jaw, and then they replace them. This replacement of teeth is mostly seen in junk sharks. Um, और जो नई रो बनती है teeth की, that develops after like every 7 to 8 days. There are teeth which are known as crown teeth. Teeth are known as crown of teeth or crown teeth. These are basically adopted for tearing the prey and for crushing the shells of mollusks, because shark when you mostly feed on obviously small fishes as well as on the some mollusks. So for crushing the shells of the mollusks, as they are very hard, these teeth are basically used for crushing the shells and then tearing their prey. Okay. If we talk about the size and habitat, shark range in size from 1 meter to greater than 10 meter, as in case of whale sharks. The largest sharks are not predatory. They are basically filter feeders, and they have modification in pharyngeal arches, and these arches basically capture the planktons. There are some extinct specimens of sharks which have reached a length of up to 15 meter or more than 15 meter, right? So if we talk about its form and function, mostly a spindle-shaped body होती है in sharks की, and they have an asymmetrical heterocele tail. Like here you can see heterocele tail. That is basically vertebral column present in that area that turns upward, and it extends into the dorsal lobe of caudal fin, right? So if we talk about its fin include pectoral and pelvic fins. Here you can see in this diagram, or these are the pectoral fins and pelvic fins. इसके अलावा there are one or two median fins that represent one or two median dorsal fins, right? This is the dorsal fin and this is the second dorsal fin, and one median caudal fin, and sometime a medial anal fin भी इसके अंदर जो है वो present हो सकती है, right? In males, the medial part of pelvic fins is modified to form a clasper that is used in the copulation. Basically, जो pelvic fin है, इसकी modification हो जाती है male sharks के अंदर, और ये clasper like structure बना देता है that is used in copulation. If we talk about its nostrils, paired nostrils are associated with olfaction with 5 to 7 gill slits in front of pectoral fins, right? Lateral eyelids are present here. You can see in the diagram, but these are lidless. And behind each eye, there is a spiracle, which is basically the remnant of first gill slit, right? If we talk about its skin is very tough, leathery, with the placoid scales that basically reduce the friction in the water during the swimming of these fishes, right? So sharks are well equipped for predatory life with highly sensitive sense organs, right? Like they can detect their prey which are present at longer distance using their olfactory organs that are very sensitive to chemicals. like अगर बहुत कम amount में concentration में भी chemical present है, तो they can detect that chemical and they can detect their prey from long distances, right? So if we talk about its hammerhead shark, it has some improved olfactory organ, which is known as stereo olfaction. They can basically locate their prey from long distances by sensing the low frequency vibrations using mechanoreceptors that are present in lateral line system, which consist of neuromasts that are interconnected tubes and pores that are present on the side of the body, right? So if we talk about its vision, they have excellent vision, like they can see the object or they can see their prey even in dimly lit water, right? बहुत कम light हो तो उसमें भी वो अपना जो prey है उसको basically देख सकते हैं. They have very excellent vision. Here you can see in the diagram we have talk about the like lateral side पे कुछ pores present होते हैं that can help this fish, this shark, to basically capture the low frequency vibration using its mechanoreceptors for capturing the prey. Right. So we have, as we have discussed earlier, like skates, and in addition to sharks, skates and rays are also classified into the subclass that is Lesmobranchi. So we will discuss about skates and rays. So more than half of Lesmobranchs are rays and skates, electric rays, and sawfish and manta rays. Okay. They are most specialized for benthic life with ventrally flattened body, and they have large pectoral fins that are used to propel themselves, right? Mostly benthic life हम इसलिए कह रहे हैं, they live at the bottom of the sea, right? यहाँ पे diagram में अगर आप देखें, it has dorsoventrally flattened body. So they have large spiracles that are present at the top of their head, and water basically entered through spiracles and which are present on its head, and then it exits through the gills that are present on the ventral part of the body. They have teeth which are well adapted for capturing the prey. Like they mostly prey on like mollusks, crustaceans, and small fishes. So they have teeth which are present on the ventral side of the body, and that they help them to capture the prey like mollusks, crustaceans, and small fish. So if we talk about the locomotion of the skates and rays, so basically dorsoventral muscular waves, they basically help them to move through the water, right? They have elaborated color patterns on the dorsal surface. Like यहाँ पे अगर आप देख सकते हो कि different colors like green and blue and yellow बेशुमार color patterns आपको इसकी dorsal surface पे नजर आ रहे होंगे. Basically in colors की वजह से they can easily camouflage themselves, right? Like mostly benthic they live a benthic life, like they live at the bottom of the sea, so they have to camouflage them from other organisms, and for that purpose there is a variety of color patterns that are present on the dorsal surface that helps them to camouflage themselves, right? And here are some other rays like sting rays and electric rays. So the tail of sting rays is modified into a defensive lash. Uh, the dorsal fin forms a venomous spine. Obviously, it has a venom. Obviously, उसकी मदद से जो dorsal fin है, they can basically protect themselves against the um, predators. ठीक है. um, इलेक्ट्रिक रेस और जो हैं मेटा रेस they are also included in this subclass, that is the Lesmobrinae. If we talk about stingy rays, they have, like I discussed earlier, they have a cylinder whip-like tail with one or more saw-like spines that have venom glands at the, and spines can cause painful wounds and heal slowly, leading to many complications. But obviously they are small organisms, so uh, they have some kind of defensive mechanisms. So basically they use their tail for their defense purpose, which have a venomous spine, which is very poisonous and that can cause very painful wounds. Okay. Electric rays की बात की जाए तो they have electric organs on one side of the head that is made of numerous vertical stacks of fist-like cells that are connected in parallel and can discharge high amperage current simultaneously. That is why they are known as electric rays. That voltage is very low, but the power output is high enough, like almost some kilowatts, which is sufficient to stun the prey or discourage predators. Like कोई भी predator आता है, तो ये basically वो electric rays जो है वो प्रोड्यूस करती हैं, जिसकी वजह से they can easily basically stun the prey or they can discourage the prey so they can defend themselves, right? So this was all about the class subclass Lesmobrinae. Uh, but holocephaly is basically combination of two words. Hollow means whole, and second word is kepalidios, that means head, right? It is derived from two words, hollows and kephalidos. Hollows का meaning है whole, kephalidos का meaning है head. Okay, like they have a hollow head, because of which they are named as holocephalic, which is a subclass of class chondrichthyes. So here are some important characteristics, like they lack scales, as we have discussed in chondrichthyes के या तो उनके ऊपर placoid scales present होंगे या कोई भी scales present नहीं होंगे. So holocephali, they lack scales. They have operculum that covers the pharyngeal slits. Their teeth are modified into crushing plates. Uh, their lateral line receptors are present in an open groove. Okay? This subclass contains about 30 species, and chimeras and ratfishes are included in this subclass. Right? If we talk about the evolution of holocephalians, holocephalians are thought to be evolved from chondrichthyes nearly 300 million years ago. Since then, there are many specializations that took place in holocephalians, and these specializations are formation of gill cover, which I have discussed here, which is known as operculum. Like pharyngeal slits are covered by operculum, so obviously they have a type of gill covering, which is known as operculum. Their teeth are modified into a large plates that help them to crush the shells of mollusks. Um, These are basically modified for the crushing purpose of the prey, that is the for crushing the shells of the mollusk, that is the um, so um, if you talk about its jaw, its upper jaw is fused to the cranium, which is very unusual in fishes. They feed on, as I have discussed earlier, they feed on mollusks, echinoderms, crustaceans, and fish. And its example, like it includes the chimeras, and here you can see in the diagram of that is the ratfish. And if we talk about chimera, so chimera, they have a large head with small mouth, right? Mouth is surrounded by large lip, and it has narrow tapering. Like here, you can see in the catfish, it has a tapering, narrow tapering. Sorry, if we talk about its tail, so it has a narrow tapering tail. Here you can see in the diagram. Therefore, they are known as ratfish, right? So this was all about the class convectice, which is included in gnathostomes, right? Um, is it clear, students?